Good day to you, one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Today is Comments Day, wherein I will react to a carefully curated selection of your missives, and I'll try to answer all of your questions as honestly and open-heartedly as I possibly can. Nice one, guys. Let's get into it. Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Yeah, let's get cracking. I'm excited about this one. I love Comments Day, isn't it brilliant? First things first, I must acknowledge and offer my sincere gratitude to the SuperThanks folk, which is Julian Burnham, John S., Paul Hinton, Boozifloisterer. Why do you do this to me? Joe Moore, Sarah Jane, Amandine, Lloyd Parker, Dylan D, Cashel O'Reilly, Ken C, Rocco Pellerin, Stuart King, John S3, Tim Von Swine, James Rennie, Tyler J, Jamie Lomas, Slouching Badger, Brad Walshem, Chris John, Dimos Man, Michael, Joe Pike, Kurt R, Jay Daniels, Braim Kwidzinski, Margaret Stinson, Strange Device, Ed, April Kurtz, Evil Stew, John Zambri, Tyler J, Adam Berry, Green Machine, and Fortin Sky. Thanks very much, everybody. I really appreciate you. So let's get stuck into it. Matthias Giraldo II says, little recommendation for you, ? Listen, in capital letters, to the entire song first before having 5 paragraphs of commentary and a crappy sounding cover attempt before they get to the first freaking chorus. Lord God. Also, any competent musician could figure out the key of this in about 5 seconds. 2 spaces and then good day. Little recommendation for you. I don't know why there's a question mark there. Listen to the entire song first, but then that wouldn't be honest, would it? It wouldn't be a reaction. It would be like a reaction to hearing it for the second time. And if you're doing that, then it would be really easy to figure out the key if you listen to it twice. I don't know which song you're talking about. Sometimes I do struggle. And, you know, perhaps the perspective that I offer isn't that of the competent musician. Mine is merely, you know, a multi-million selling, multi-award winning musical artiste. Nobody claimed competence. I do not consider myself competent. I consider myself extraordinary. But thanks a lot for your comment, and good day to you too. Keep clicking on it. Nice one, Matthias Giraldo II. Good luck with your career. Mysterious One says, hi Justin, you might have mentioned this before. If so, I apologise, but did you get a chance to meet the great Chris Cornell? I did, yeah. I met him in the shallow end of the pool at the Beverly Hills Hotel in 2000 I think it was 2008 when I met him, and we got on like a house on fire. He was lovely. Yeah, he was great. He's great in every way. Evil Stew says, question for the Q&A. I love a good intro tape at a gig, and the Darkness's use of Arrival is one of my favourites. If ABBA said you could no longer use their track, what would be your second choice? Keep up the excellent work and see you on the ice, Evil Stew. Thanks, Evil Stew. Well, I would be really gobsmacked if ABBA said we weren't allowed to use Arrival anymore, because they didn't write it. It was, it's obviously they own the master recording, but because they did it, but it's a cover version of a song by Mike Oldfield. Mike Oldfield did the original of Arrival. And weirdly, it's ABBA doing a cover of that. So it's more likely to be Mike Oldfield who says cease and desist. And I think the only reason why he would do that is if there was some sort of political disagreement, in that, you know, he thought I was, if I stood for some of the things that he finds abhorrent or something. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's even a situation where he would be able to stop me, but there you go. Bremer Kwidzinski says, is there a chance you can break down the differences in the single version and the album version of I Believe in a Thing Called Love? I think the single version has a more muted guitar distortion and singing. That's interesting. The place where I work plays the single version in their music playlist and sounds a bit off compared to the album version. Another user pointed out that the single version is in a different key. Yeah, it is. It's in G. Well, it's just under G, actually. And the reason why was because on the album version, it sounds a bit slow. So we did a faster version of it, and I had to go in and sing it again. I probably sang it after having been on tour endlessly for a year. So there's some stuff where my voice is a bit gratier in it. I actually prefer the single version. It's a bit higher. It's like somewhere between F sharp and G, I think, in terms of the key. And I really just prefer the performance, really, on that. It's more exciting to my ears, but muted guitar distortion? I don't know about that stuff. Maybe you'd have to ask Dan about that. I don't know. It was definitely remixed and remastered specifically for us, the single, because there were some B-sides and stuff that we were proud of. Like I think Physical Sex and Making Out were on that single. So it's kind of like a little EP with some really cool songs on it. That's why it was a hit, most probably, because it was just people. Well, we cared about what we were doing. Ed says, "Hey Justin, love your channel and the darkness. As a writer that knows your theory but also loves the simplicity of rock and roll, how do you walk the line between keeping it simple but also using your vast knowledge when creating your songs? As a lifelong AC/DC fan, dinner with Mutt Lange, please tell us more about that. Cheers." Not sure what I can say about Mutt Lange, really. We met him and had a lovely dinner. Where did we eat now? We went somewhere super posh anyway. And it was brilliant to sort of pick his brains about his work with AC/DC and Foreigner in particular, because there's a lot of stuff in the Foreigner oeuvre that he worked on that I was sort of just interested in how he achieved some of those sounds, really. Because he did Foreigner 4, and songs like, Waiting for a Girl Like You just sort of think, okay, well, where's the guitar? What's it doing? And it was really interesting to sort of hear how he used the guitars in a song like that. Not as a sledgehammer as he would do in an AC/DC track, but just doing some other really cool, subtle stuff. It was interesting. He's a nice bloke. I really enjoyed it, actually. It was with a view to sort of working with him on a Darkness record, but in the end we chose to work with Roy Thomas Baker instead, who obviously was the producer of Bohemian Rhapsody and a lot of brilliant Queen stuff in the 70s. How do you walk the line between keeping it simple? Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question. I think you've just got to serve the song, really, and try and find an original way of getting from A to B, and try not to rip yourself off. That's the main challenge, really. Complicated stuff can be cool anyway. It can be interesting, but there's nothing quite as satisfying as a good simple riff, is there? Anyway, thanks a lot for your comment. The answer is I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. Strange Device says, Justin, in honour of when you hit 200,000 subscriptions, I propose you run a contest where one lucky winner gets to spend a week serving as your human acoustic guitar stand. That's brilliant. But then I think I would have to feed said person, wouldn't I? I think they'd arrive with their own clothes, and then they'd see how little I actually work and prepare for these things, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to let anybody see behind the curtain at this point. But thanks for your suggestion. It's a great idea. Tim Von Swine says, thanks for your vlog. Vlog? I check it daily and am never disappointed. Now, I do have a quick question for you. Bub, the cassette tattoo on your chest, is it modelled after a Maxell, TDK or a Sony cassette tape? Keep rocking and see you next time. Thanks, Tim. Good eyes. It's actually... It has a Maxell LN90 sticker on it, but the cassette itself and the design of the plastic is a TDK D90. So that's probably why it's confusing you. It's a combination, it's a hybrid between a TDK and a Maxell. Don't ask me why, I can't actually remember why. I think it's because I recorded over something and the only sticker I had was for a Maxell, but the tape I had was a TDK. And that was the reference that we used as for the tattoo. Random. Cheers. Brad Volshan says, thank you, love your show. A number of times you've commented on singing with or without vibrato. Could you elaborate? Could you view singing without vibrato, or do you view singing without vibrato as superior? Do you see vibrato as a crutch lesser singers use? Must we strive to sing vibrato less? Actually, I think that a smattering of it I mean, because for a lot of people, the vibrato is the thing that makes your voice unique and is kind of your calling card. But I think if you overuse it, then it becomes an affectation, sort of like histrionic. And I'm guilty of that myself sometimes, and I certainly was in the early part of my career. But I think when you hear like a really great singer, they use it sparingly. And I think if you can actually hold a tune without it, then you're in good shape. And then you add it as an effect. An effect as opposed to an affect. You know the difference. James Rennie says, thanks Justin for being awesome as always. My question is, what is your greatest strength as an artist? I think you have to appreciate the opportunity that you have, you know, just sort of, it's not, just be grateful for it really. That's you know, I don't really think about strengths and weaknesses. Too many of both of those things to list really. But as an artist, I don't know, it can all disappear in a heartbeat, can't it? So just make the most of it and enjoy it. So I think the greatest strength is that I'm grateful for it, I suppose. That guy says, yeah, but how much can you bench? I used to be able to do like 60 kilograms, I think. And that was a long time ago. That represented what was it? It was basically 80% of my body weight, which, you know, when you look at the length of my arms, that's pretty good. Anyway, thanks a lot for all of your remarks. I really appreciate you all. And don't forget, keep coming back for those incompetent perspectives, because I will never disappoint. Justin Hawkins writes again. What am I doing? Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and watch one of these two videos. Love you guys. See you on the ice. All right. Yeah.